Okay, so we are now on the steps of City Hall getting ready for General Assembly tonight here on the west steps of City Hall. Thank you, Mayor Villaraigosa, for allowing us to have our General Assembly here on our property that belongs to we the people.
Yes.
So I'm standing here with Kevin, who was also arrested during the raid, and he's going to tell us his story.
Okay, I was a nonviolent moderator on the night of the 29th, and we all got arrested. I was right there the minute the cops rushed in. I was in the inner circles. The time that the cops rushed, we had a media circle surrounding all the occupiers that were protecting the tent. There was 3 inner circles. I was supposed to keep media 2 feet away from the cops so they can record everything that was going on, and everyone that was in the inner circles were supposed to stay linked up around the tent. The minute they rushed in, I witnessed a cameraman get pushed down. Multiple people actually got pushed down, but what I witnessed was one of the main cameramen getting pushed down.
Who did they get pushed by?
By the cops. One of the cops that was part of the raid in Section 9. Section 9 was on South Plaza, right in the middle of the fountain, right by the fountain box. Everyone was being cleared out by the second disbursement order, so that everyone who wasn't cleared out by the second disbursement order was getting arrested. By that time, once the second disbursement order was given, we all linked up hand to hand, and they arrested all of us. I resisted, and they did all kinds of brutalized tactics. They pulled my face, they put their knee down to my head. Multiple people were carried out. Yeah, and I was pretty much arrested by 2 in the morning when I was the last one to be pulled out, or one of the last ones to be pulled out, and that's my story. Yeah.
So where did you see them coming from, and what direction were you facing when they came in?
It was from the east side where I saw the cops coming from the beginning. They came out from the south side too, from one of the entrances, which was underground, and that's where most of the main cops came from that were arresting the people from South Plaza. So, yeah, those.
Okay. Did you know that they were inside City Hall too?
Yes, we had gotten word from one of the legal observers that that cops were gonna come in from underground and from other locations, and the people that weren't gonna get arrested were supposed to go down towards Alameda because they had blocked out everything. So people who were gonna go to the next encampment, which was on Olivera, or Placita Olivera. Everyone had to walk down towards Alameda and exit through that way, which was the east side.
Okay. And how was your experience on your way to jail and in jail?
Basically, I had pretty good cops. They didn't really. One of the cops actually kneed me in the head, and I had to talk to him about it. The minute he was kneeing me in the head, I was telling him, like, I'm a human being. You shouldn't treat me like a piece of trash, you know? Like, I was looking at him straight in the eye. He actually took his knee off my head after I told him that. So, you know, I kind of feel like some of the cops sympathized with the occupiers, and some of them didn't, because some of them were being pretty brutal with a couple of the people that they were arresting. So,
like what? For example, I mean, were there people resisting? I mean,
well, the only thing that by resisting, I mean, we weren't getting up, and that's considered resisting arrest. Multiple people were being carried out. They weren't going to stand up, and the people that were being pulled out of the inner circles were all linked, arm to arm, and, you know, we were trying our best not to break the circle, but obviously, like, a couple of their tactics were to do these pressure points. They grab you from here and pull your face down until it hurts like hell and you let go.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what they were doing. And like I said, I got kneed in the head. One of the cops was putting her knee right here until I had talked to him and told him, like, you need to get your knee out of my head. Like, I'm not doing anything to you for you to do that, you know? And that's when he kind of backed away, but then he took me off. Like, it took at least I would say 3 hours to take everyone out from that circle, at least. And I went to jail at 2 in the morning, and I didn't get released till 7 p.m. the next day. So I was in jail for like at least 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I was with my fellow occupiers. We all went to the detention center right down the street. And from what I know, a lot of the people are still there and aren't going to be able to get out until Friday morning.
Right, tomorrow morning. So did they give you food and water?
They did. They did give us food. I mean, when I was in jail, it took for one guy. He asked for water. It took 9 hours for him to get a cup of water. So they weren't really like being so great with us when we were down there.
Mhm.
They weren't letting even people go to the bathroom sometimes. So
Mhm.
they were denying those rights for us.
Okay.
It was things like that that kind of just made us aggravated when we were in there. They weren't
Mhm.
really being too fair. They were really treating us like animals. Like
Mm.
that's how jail feels. It's like you're just a bunch of animals corralled in
Right.
like some stall, and it sucks. But I was arrested for what I believed in. That's why I was sitting down. Like I wasn't gonna go, and that's what this movement is about. Is if it takes being arrested to prove a point, that's exactly what we're gonna do. So.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much
of
for
course.
everything, Kevin.
Of
All
course.
right.
Thank you guys for listening. I
Yeah.
love you guys.
Okay. Talk to you soon. Let's go have a good GA now, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Occupy LA 2.0. Let's go.